And welcome to the Fowler Show. We missed you. And in our first segment tonight, we want to talk about something funny. We thought we'd give you something funny. Funny White House petitions. There's a couple for you. One, the first one of these. Now anybody can post a petition to the White House. So you can go to whitehouse.gov and post your very own petition if you like. But let's talk about the ones that are on there. One, secure resources and funding to bring the construction of the Death Star to begin construction on the Death Star by 2016. Two, allow the U.S. military service members to place their hands in their pockets. 3, deport everyone that has signed a petition to withdraw their state from the U.S. of A. 4, nationalize the Twinkie industry.
It's about time.
5, establish a new legal system for motorcycle riding, judging who serves the police, judges, jury, executioner, and all. Aren't these are interesting? Anyway, let's have a conversation about them. Joining me to have this conversation are my two producers, Peter James Callahan.
Good evening, Richard.
Rich Webster.
Hello, Richard.
How are you? Now, the funny thing about this whole thing, guys, is that anybody could post a petition on the White House, so you could definitely just go up there and post one. But I mean, I guess some people have nothing better to do with their time but then post meaningless petitions like this one.
They've also now increased the threshold fourfold, I think. Instead of 25,000 signatures, it's 100,000 signatures. So like, they don't have to answer really, really crazy ones, I think, anymore.
Not that they've been doing a great job of answering any
I haven't
of them
heard any
anyway.
of the answers yet.
No, they always answer. If there's more than 25 signatures, the White House would put an answer out there. I've seen answers before.
But they're not good answers.
No, I mean, they're just blanket answers. I like this. I do like number one of these ones, providing university students the ability to trade in their diplomas back for 100% tuition refund.
Cash back, baby.
Oh, there are some cool, serious ones. I also think that...
That's not serious, though.
That is
because
serious.
You could get an awesome job, work for 10 years, and then cash in your diploma, and you're good to go.
Yeah, I would do it.
I would do that.
I forgive
Right, that's why it wouldn't work, though.
Okay.
I mean, I'm big on forgiving student loan debt. This is the best way to do it.
I also think a Death Star would stimulate the economy.
Oh, yeah. Well, I think everyone's behind that.
Yeah.
I guess.
Common sense.
Space exploration.
I don't know, guys. Either way, I think this is definitely a conversation worth having, and I think people should. I think more people should use this White House petition to get their voice out there and get their issue out there. I think that's very important. Getting your issue out there to the public. I think if it's a stupid issue, you shouldn't get it out there to the public, obviously. But for smart issues, why not?
I mean, there's nothing that says national security like a Death Star.
Right?
It
Like,
says
no one's gonna mess
you're
with the
safe
country's
here.
got a Death Star.
You don't need a gun. We got you.
Yeah, I guess. I mean, I don't know. Either way, I think it's a good thing, and I think more people should do it. I think it's
Get involved, America.
Yeah, it's about American involvement. It's about getting your name and your voice out there. It's important. It's important that people get involved in the process. Voting is not a spectator sport, guys.
And also, like, people need to find other like-minded people. And if you care deeply about something and you want to, build support for it, you should use the internet to talk to people you don't even know.
That's what the internet's for. And I mean, I think it really changes the nature of the debate. It allows people to be more interactive. You can talk to more people. You can deal with more people. All these things, and I think it's important.
And it's a way of educating your peers to things they might not actually know about.
Ironically, there's also a petition on the White House, which kind of goes against what you guys are saying this is a petition to shut down all White House petitions since they never get a sincere response. Few read them, and they're ultimately worthless.
Signed, Alex Jones.
I mean, I just don't think it's ultimately. I disagree there. I don't think it's something that's ultimately worthless. I think that it's definitely something that people should do.
Petitioning their government for a redress of grievances.
Yeah, petition your government.
That was
You
written
out there
somewhere.
watching, petition your government for grievances. Write them. I mean, the preamble says after the Constitution after every 20 years we can deconstruct the government and rebuild it. Maybe it's time for revolution. You start by filling out a White House petition. That's just my take on things.
I can't wait till the emails we get. A black guy just called for revolution on the radio.
Whatever. I did it. And sue me. Sue me.
There's another petition that I like a lot. Transfer funds from the drug war to fund the research and development of some genetically engineered domestic cat girls.
Cat girls? They're half cat, half girl.
Yeah.
Have cat.
I don't know who would be more mad about that, PETA or feminists.
Ooh, that's a good question.
A little bit of both. A little bit of both on that one.
Some from column A, some from column B.
I mean, I think it's a good. Like I said, I will always think it's a good thing to have your
voice heard.
To have your voice heard. It's a good thing to have your voice heard.
Democracy in action.
I mean, I agree with the premise of what you're talking about, Richard, but in reality, I can't point to one policy decision that has been directly affected by these petitions. I mean, I think it's...
Well, no, I think it's just important that the President of the United States hear what the people have to say.
Regardless of whether anything happens.
Regardless of whether anything happens, I think it's important that people get their voices heard.
And yeah, it's a tool. Like it's a tool to bring attention to important issues.
Yeah, and I think,
like if you get a bunch of signatures, the media hears about it. They push Obama. Some congressman sees it, that their constituents are all up in arms over this, and they're like, "Wow, I'll introduce some legislation." Like it could be a tool for lots of things.
I completely agree.